Good morning. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage on your side, your wisdom guided oracle. And we're having coffee with my beautiful moose mug. Been out of town for a week, up in the mountains with no service, water, flowers, so many wildflowers, family, animals. It's been lovely. Had some glitches this morning. Need to do that in several aspects of trying to get this video going. But here we are, finally live, looking to cultivate some joy. That was definitely what my camping trip worked through with me. Was pretty darn heavy when I left. And that, it just happens. It's part of life, part of our shifting, changing landscape within ourselves. Things that are happening in our lives that are, causing us to glitch a bit ourselves and causing us the growth that we desire, that we chose when we came in, that we get to experience. This does not mean it's easy. And we certainly don't want to bypass all the learning opportunities available in this maybe not such lighthearted, joyous energy, because all of it is what we brought through for ourselves to learn, experience, grow, and expand with. When we hold that understanding that we are the authors, we have chosen this specific part of the journey to offer us some opportunities to grow and expand and become more of what we wanted to be, learn, and do in this lifetime. And so I picked, it'll be interesting to see the rest of the cards. I picked some lighthearted decks. So I thought about, let's just bring in some joy. Let's pick the Gateway Oracle, the Unicorn Oracle, the Fairy Oracles, and the Messenger Oracle. The Messenger I knew would probably be a little heavier. So it's like, it's the cap card. It's the one that ends the reading for us today. The Fairy card is the first one coming up. And, we're talking about joy, cultivating joy, working through the things. And what it says is, yeah, you can cultivate joy, but it's important that you honor your true feelings. Don't try to bypass, spiritual bypass, they call it, affirm your way out of. You want to reach into the depths of what is going on with you. And some hugely weighty energies came up in the mountains for me to work through and clear. Energy that I did not know was present. It absolutely contained a bunch of other energies that I have worked on, but there's this one encapsulated all these others or other layers of these others. Because remember, everything that we're experiencing did not go in at once. It is not going to come out at once either. But once we get that big first layer off, then the less weighty ones can come up again for us to look at, feel through, go, okay, another layer of this. I choose to now clear my field of this. But you want to honor your true feelings, because if you don't, you really can't release them. You can't set them aside then and let them be cleared, because you've just clouded them over. You gloss them over. It's like you encapsulated them in something else. So honor your feelings. There's that adage, you have to feel it to heal it. And there's definitely the feels were up before I left. Some of you may remember a video. I took it down because it was just honestly more personally heavy than I wanted to share. Not something that I wanted to move forward with. And so I removed it. So honor your true feelings. The next card that came up was the Gateway, expecting miracles. Miracles are blossoming in my life. And that is, when we get weighty, sad, depressed, angry, irritated, all of those emotions that are not exactly lighthearted, we can choose to know that the miracles that we're looking for are within those energies. They came up for us to look at. So the energy that came up that was very surprising to me in this weekend or week, actually, it was 6 days we were gone, the longest we've ever stayed up there. And honestly, that place for me, it's like, it's not long enough. I could live there. And the miracles that are coming are often right behind energies we're holding. The energy that was encapsulating very familiar energies that I've worked on before, but this was like this hard shell that was holding the crux of many of these energies, was the energy of slave. A slave to everybody else, a slave to the world, because I'm in service, because I came to serve others in different ways, certainly as a nurse in the very physical plane, but as a way shower, a healer, a spiritual guide. And that became a slavery, because it has been that in past lives. And past life energy, ancestral energy, all contained this slave energy, some of being actual physical slaves, but a slave to the desires, the needs, the choices of others. And that encapsulated in that was this whole set of other energies that came up for perusal and release. And so I did that work there and came home, and whew, the heaviness set in. So now what I'm going to do is look again at this next layer. There is energy that I left here, this heaviness, this anger, this irritation, this time to be done with. Truth is, I didn't know what I was being done with. I just knew that there was just this anger, this irritation, this unfairness, this, I am so done with this. And then when the slave energy came up and all these other energies were encapsulated, it was like, oh, well, I guess it explains why I've felt so heavy. So then coming back home, came in, woke, and just was like, whew, woke up this morning again with the heaviness. So now what I know too is that I've got to clear my space again, clear my home. I left this energy here, and it is time to go through and do the clearing. All my crystals I will put out tonight. It doesn't matter. I'm going to put them on Mother Earth and allow her to clear those. And I found a lot of great new rocks. Go figure that would happen in the mountains. So the miracles that I'm expecting are right behind this heavy wall of shift, transformation, release, because that is what we are doing here in this lifetime, healing generations of energy, past life energies, and that which we brought in this life. So expect a miracle. The next card, the magic of nature. Yes, yes, and yes. Certainly a truth for me. Nature is so healing. We saw so many lovely aspects of the nature world this week, as we do when we go up into the mountains. Lots of bird, little critters. We hear regularly in this specific place the sandhill cranes, morning and evening. I have never seen them in flight. I have seen them in a distance in the field on the way to this place we love to camp, but their energy is very communicative. But just briefly, good morning, Julia. Thank you, Julia. Sounds like your house is also holding energy. Smudge time. Yes, smudge time, energy spray time, intention time to release this, which was left here. Very heavy, because my house is definitely my happy place. My property is, and it doesn't feel like that right now. So just know that these things do come up. We're never going to stay the same. And this time of transformation, of course, we don't know for the butterflies how difficult the cocoon time is. We do know that if you help them come out of that cocoon, you break it away, they're not strong enough to withstand that next phase. So, that speaks to us in this time that we are now breaking free. Does not necessarily mean easy, lighthearted, fun, joyful. It is, we came in with a huge job of releasing and healing past lives, healing generational crap. We came in to do that because we can, which then means it's generally a heavy load. The next card, the next card that came up was your personal unicorn. Bathe in pure love, stay open to unicorn magic. I think I've shared with you a while ago, a woman came in during a healing I was doing on a mutual friend. I didn't know her. And she asked me when we got done, she said, wow, that was beautiful. Can you tell me about the white buffalo that's with you and the unicorn? The white buffalo definitely was a confirmation of a dream I'd had where I was told I was white buffalo calf woman. I did the, okay, I didn't even know who she was. And I then accept the assignment. Okay, I am willing to bring through this type of healing energy. She is a powerful sacred healing. The white buffalo is a sacred symbol in Indigenous history. And so I went, okay, I've got a unicorn. That certainly is fun, lighthearted, magical. And who doesn't love magic? So indulge in your personal magic. Who are your guides? Open, willing, ready? Tell me, guide me. Who is here with me? You may get a picture in your head about what kind of guide this is. You may get a name that prints out in your head. You may hear the name. Accept it, because when you ask, the answers come immediately. It is you learning to trust that you can get them, which is important. Participate and belong. Enrich your life. Caring community. It is even more important that we stay in touch with our caring community as we re-enter, much of the time, old beliefs, old patterns of thought, another level of stuff coming up for us. What really kicked this bit of shift for me was community. I was already in somewhat of a weighty place, and then I went to a drum circle. All the old crap came up. Who do you think you are? You're not all that in a bag of chips. You don't fit in. You're not it was awful. It did not feel good. And that really kicked off this next layer, the slave energy, that understanding that this is part of what is present, was present. Probably another layer will come up. It didn't all go in at once, but the intention to release it is huge. And so that is what I choose moving forward. So the next card coming up is a magical fairy, romantic partner. And we have caring community and romantic partner. If you don't have a romantic partner, there is something out there in your heart space that needs healing. And a romantic partner does not necessarily mean sexual energy. It is an energy that it is heart healing. That's generally what a romantic partner triggers in us, as an expansion of our heart energy and a healing of some of the heartbreaks. And our romantic partners can also be triggers to heal heartbreak. That doesn't mean it's a fun thing. I mean, this cultivating joy is absolutely a less than easy, lighthearted, joyful process. To cultivate joy, we have to look at what is standing in the way of our joy. I took my journal up this last week, and wrote a bunch about what was going on inside me. I always pressed some flowers from that trip, found a new cute little flower that we hadn't seen before. And of course, pick up lots of stones that speak to me. And the creative aspect of the journal, it's a junk journal kind of, but definitely I will work in different colors to release onto the page the things that are plaguing, the things that are upmost. That's what a journal is for. It's not a commitment you have to do every day unless you make it that. It isn't for anybody but you, but it is a way to discharge energy. As I also did some mandala drawing while I was there. Again, not for anybody but me. Except I did make a birthday card for my now 6-year-old granddaughter with mandalas on it because I've been teaching my granddaughters about this, the mandala practice as a way to release energy. Are they doing it? No, but they do know about it and they can use it in any time. I've offered the class, I've offered other people. I don't know that any of them are using it. It's not my job to predict or to make anybody do anything. My path is to offer what comes up generally through my path and what comes up for the collective, what is coming up. And man, there is some rough energy present in the collective. That is why energy clearing techniques are very important right now in ourselves, in our lives, like clearing my house, doing my energy. I've got some energy clearing spray that I created that I give at all my retreats because we do a lot of energy work there. Different ways to clear energy, and some will resonate with you and some won't. You don't have to do all of them. You find one that works for you. Breath work is another way to really center yourself and release some of the pent up energies. Millions, probably, don't know for sure, many videos on YouTube about breath work, and just short ones, longer ones, techniques, different techniques. Breathing is a great way to release emotional pent up energy. Deep inner knowing is emerging within me, awakening ancient wisdom. This is truly where we are right now. We light workers, way showers, psychics, healers, whatever you call yourself, the ministers, pastors, the true purveyors of the light of the universe, God creator, whatever you call it. This is why we are here now. We must bring through the wisdom that is ours to bring through. I can't bring through your wisdom. You can't bring through mine. We must be the ones to allow it to come through us and out to those we are in contact with. That is the way to cultivate joy, is by way of kind of going through the prickly door and going, okay, what is here for me now? Sometimes those prickles will scratch you open and you will bleed. It is also a form of release. Of course, that's just metaphoric. We don't need to produce physical harm to ourselves, but we do need to look at the weightiness of what's coming up for us and share your thoughts. You're not alone. And remember the community card. We want to rely on the communities that are available to us. Each one of my retreats have their own little community that they are part of. And we've kept that up. It is a huge way to move forward with a community. And, most of us, the community is online. And it's just sharing how we're feeling, what's going on, and what's happening, and care for one another. If you don't have a physical community of people around you, start interacting with a community. I mean, there are so many groups on Facebook, so many opportunities to look at stuff and comment and form community, YouTube, other places, Instagram, all of those things. So it really is all about you doing you healing you working through and allowing whatever is coming through. And again, I find myself having to do some deep breathing often because all that's coming up can be overwhelming. And certainly all that's coming in is a calculation to keep us in fear, powerlessness, overwhelm, division, anger, hatred, blame. It is not, mass media does not bring in near, they don't bring in 1% of all the loveliness and wonderfulness that is going on between us humans. They only want us to focus on the bad, the ugly, the hate, because that is easy to control because it all is founded in fear. So, what does this look like for you? What are you passing through? What is coming up for you? It can be very physical, it can be mental, emotional, but it is true for you. And it is a signal that there is something within your field that wants to be let loose and come out. What is that for you? I believe we are complete. I am glad to be back online mostly. Again, when I came home, a lot of this heaviness was still here. And again, I will go through and clear my house and my property. It's one of those, there's just a lot of heaviness that I left behind and that now needs to be allowed to clear. So, what is it you want to do for you? It is up to you. There are so many ways can be done. Certainly, an energy worker can help you identify. My details are below this video. I would be happy to have a free 15-minute call with you to see if we can work together, to see if there's something we can do together. And there's no pressure, because the truth is, if we're not a fit, I don't want to waste my time. And I certainly don't want to waste yours. If we resonate, let's do it. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for your support. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage on your side, your wisdom guided oracle. Until we meet again.